Hi, kindergarten friends. I'm back for our second book today called Mama Built a Little Nest. And we're going to read this one and then we're going to compare it to that last one and see if we notice some things that are the same or similar or some things that are different. And this one is written by Jennifer Ward and it's illustrated by Steve Jenkins. And this one looks like it has really cool illustrations too. So let's see what this one is all about. Mama built a little nest. This is the time of year, if you go outside, you may notice lots of nest building, lots of little bird eggs being laid at this time of year. Mama built a little nest inside a sturdy trunk. She used her beak to tap, 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 the perfect place to bunk. Ooh, I heard some rhyming, I think, trunk and bunk, and that tap, tap, tap is what we call onomatopoeia sound words. Ooh, and I noticed there's some words down here. See those words? It says tree hole nests, also known as cavity nests, are created by male and female woodpeckers. Oh, so I'm getting like a little bit of extra information here in this book on the side there. That's interesting. Mama built a little nest, a cup so wee and snug, with walls of moss, a roof of sky, and silky cobweb rug. And down here it says a hummingbird makes the smallest cup-shaped nest. That's a hummingbird nest. It's like a little cup. Mama built a little nest. Well, actually, she didn't. She found one that another made, and then she laid me in it. Now, that's interesting. Do you see how one of those eggs is different? That's interesting. It says not all birds build nests. The cowbird, the whydah, and the cuckoo found the nest of another bird species, and they lay their eggs in it, leaving their eggs in the care of the bird who built the nest. That's really interesting, isn't it? I don't think I knew that fact before I read this book. Mama built a little nest. Well, my daddy helped out too. They placed me upon his feet, and that's where I hatched and grew. So I think some of you have heard of the emperor penguin and how the daddy holds that egg upon his feet and the mama goes out hunting. And she goes out fishing and hunting while he takes care of that egg on his feet. Mama scraped a simple nest upon a craggy ledge. She tucked me safe within her wings until my time to fledge. Oh, I think in that Denise Fleming book, we heard the word fledglings. And I said, that's the name for a bird that's about ready to fly. Ooh, that I noticed was in common. Certain birds, such as a falcon, they create a nest or a scrape on a high cliff edge. Daddy built a little nest, and then he built another and another and another, hoping to impress my mother. Well, that's interesting. So he builds many nests, and then the mommy bird gets to pick what she thinks is the best one. That's interesting. It says, like many wrens, a male cactus wren builds several dome-shaped nests to attract the female. If she's impressed, she'll choose one. She'll choose one of those nests. That's interesting. Mama built a little nest. She used her beak to sew a woven nest of silky grass, the perfect place to grow. Ooh, that's really cool. These are some of my favorite nests. This is called a weaver bird. And it's called a weaver bird because it weaves, it sews, it takes its beak like a needle and it goes up and down like a needle, like you would be sewing or crocheting. And I just think that looks really kind of cool and fun and safe for the birds. Mama built a little nest by digging out a burrow. It was a hoot, our little home, a safe and feathery furrow. Oh, so they live under the ground. That's what a burrow is. I think I know a burrow is an underground home. This is called a burrowing owl. They live underground in a burrowing nest. It can dig its own burrow, or it can use another abandoned burrow that was made by another owl. Mama built a little nest. She gathered twigs that float and placed them on the water to create a cozy boat. Oh, greebies, they create a floating nest. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I don't think I knew that fact either before I read this book. Mama built a little nest. She made it on the ground. A simple nest, not very soft, with pebbles smooth and round. Oh, what I'm noticing here, boys and girls, is that, oh, it's like an I Spy. I wonder if I can figure out which one is the egg. Do you see how she just puts it and kind of hides it to camouflage? Many shorebirds create scrape nests on the ground. Their eggs have colors and patterns that camouflage them. That's pretty cool. I think these are the eggs right here, boys and girls. They're a little more smooth and rounded than some of those other rocks on that page. Daddy built a little nest. Now don't gross out with spit. Who would have thought that spit would make the perfect place to sit? Ooh, that's interesting, boys and girls. Some birds, they use their spit like glue, so it helps the nest stick together. The swiftlet makes an edible nest using its tube-shaped saliva that hardens. Isn't that interesting? Mama built a sealed nest with an old tree's hollow. My daddy left a hole to pass her food to swallow. Uh-oh, the mama bird, she actually has to live in here until the eggs are laid, and the daddy has to come and feed the mama bird. That's interesting. That's called the hornbill. They make what's called a cavity nest in the trunk of a tree. Mama built a sturdy nest, a stacking twigs up high, a breezy house upon a tree where talons blend with the sky. Oh, this is a bald eagle. Have you ever seen a bald eagle nest? They're huge. I have up north, and they're giant. You can definitely spot them. They are giant. Their nests are the largest of all. They're 5 to 6 feet in diameter. That means, boys and girls, almost as tall as how, from my head to my toes, that's how wide those nests can be. They're giant. Mama built a little nest entirely out of mud. No feathery down, no soft green plants, just fuddy, muddy crud. This is a flamingo, and they make a mound out of the ground, and they just put their egg on it. Nothing fancy. You have a nest, your very own, a place to rest your head with pillows, soft and cozy thoughts. Uh-oh, what do you think is your nest? Your nest is called a bed. That was kind of a silly ending, wasn't it, boys and girls? Ooh, and look at the end papers have like little feathers all over, and there's a note from the author, and it talks about all the different facts in this book about the bird nest. So what's really interesting, boys and girls, about this book, and you may already know this, I want you to sit, and if you're with a mom, dad, grown-up, or a friend or someone, or a brother or sister, I want you to think about, do you think this book is fake, false, fun, funny fiction, or do you think this book could be a nonfiction, real, true information book? What's really interesting about this book is actually found in our number section, in the nonfiction section of the library, because even though it has really cool pictures that are like art, and even though it has some of those rhyming words, it does teach me different facts about different nests of different kinds of birds. So I learned some things. So remember, the goal of a fiction book, which would be this one, the Denise one, is just to entertain me, have fun with stories, books, words, and stories, and just enjoy it. But the goal of a book like this is to educate me, to teach me something new. And in this book, I learned a lot of really cool new facts about birds and their nests. And if you go on a little walk sometime with your families in this time of stay-at-home learning, is take a peek around. Remember, don't touch eggs. Don't ever touch a bird's nest because they don't like that when humans touch it. But just use your eyes and see if you can go on a little hunt and see if you can find some really cool different nests around your neighborhood and your homes and things. Okay, friends? Well, I hope you enjoyed our 2 bird and nest books, one just for fun, fake, false, fun, phony, fiction, and nonfiction information. Really cool, fun books to compare and contrast today. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you next week for our lesson. Bye, friends.